In this third video, we're gonna focus now on finding the percent of a number, but this time we're gonna focus as a decimal. So what I want you to do when you are doing it as a decimal, you're gonna start with your percent. So I'm gonna write the percent, 25%, so I'm gonna write 25. 20%, so I'm going to write 20%. 150%, 210%. So you're gonna start with your percent again, but now all you have to do is move the decimal twice to the left. So when you have your percent, you're gonna move the decimal twice to your left. Since there's no decimal, since you don't see a decimal, I'm gonna put the decimal at the end, and all you have to do is move it once, twice. So that decimal is no longer there. Now that decimal is there, so that technically becomes 0.25. Once again, you're gonna grab the decimal. When there's no decimal, you put it at the end, and then all you have to do is move it once, twice. That decimal is no longer there. So now you actually have 0.20. Here, same situation, just because it's a number over 100 doesn't mean it changes, same process. You're gonna put the decimal at the end. If there's no decimal, you're gonna move it twice. So now the number is 1.50. And this one, you're gonna put the decimal at the end, slide it twice. So now your number is going to be 2.10. So that is the first part. So the first part, once again, grab your decimal and slide the decimal twice to the left. Then all you have to do is multiply by the number. So what we have now is 0.25, and you're gonna multiply that by 180, because that's the number. You have 0.20, and you're gonna multiply that by the number, which in this case is 75. This one you have 1.50, and you're gonna multiply that by the number they give you, which is 28. And then this one you have 2.10, and you're gonna multiply that by the number they give you, which is 30. So that is the setup for changing a percent to finding the percent of a number as a decimal. Then all you have to do is just multiply. So we're gonna do 180 times 0.25. That gives me 0, that gives me 40. 5 times 1, 5, plus 4 is 9. I'm moving down a level. So since I'm moving down a level, I'm gonna add a 0 placeholder first. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 8 is 16. 16, carry the 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. And even though there's another level, it's 0, so that's not really gonna affect anything. But just in case, if you go down in another level, remember now you have to add 2 0 placeholders. Every time you go down a level when you're long multiplying, you have to add more zeros. And that's just 0, 0, 0. So 0, 0, 0. So we're gonna add, that's 0, 0, 15, carry the 1, 4, 0. Now don't forget, since it was a decimal, you have to count your decimal places. That's 2. So starting at the end. So your answer is 45. So 45 is 25% of 180. And look, just to remember what we did, if the percent is less than 100, your answer, which is 45, should be smaller than the number. So that checks out, so I know I got that right. Okay, so we're gonna multiply this now. So we have 0.20 times 75. That's 0, that's 10, carry the 1, that's 1. I go down a level, so that means I add a 0 placeholder. That's 0, that's 14, carry the 1, that's 1. 0, 0, 5, 1. 2 decimal places. So your answer is 15. And then remember, smaller than 100, smaller than the number. So that checks out. Next we have 1.50 times 28. That's 0. That's 40, carry the 4. 8 plus 4 is 12. You go down a level, so you add a 0 placeholder. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 5 is 10, carry the 1. 2 times 1 plus 1 is 3. So you have 0, 0, 2, 4. Count your decimal places when you were multiplying, that's 2. So your answer is going to be 42. Now let's check to make sure it makes sense. Our percent was over 100. So since your percent's over 100, your answer should be bigger than the number. So 42 is bigger than 28, so that checks out. Okay, this last problem right here. We have 210 times 30. That's a 0, 0, 0. Go down a level. 0 placeholder. 0, 3, 6. 2 decimals. Oh, no, sorry. Gotta add first. Sorry. 0, 0, 3, 6. 2 decimals. So the answer is 63. And bigger than 100, bigger than the number. So that checks out. So there you go. That is the process to find the percent of a number as a fraction. Remember, when you're doing a fraction, you're going to put the percent over 100, then you multiply by the number. And then as a decimal, you're going to get your percent, slide the decimal twice to the left, then multiply by the number. And that's how you find the percent as a fraction and as a decimal.